The idea of scripts is an automated response. So when you hear a certain thing, a script is essentially an automated response back for that to trigger a then desired response. We've always had this conversation as well as what is the difference between advising and manipulation. And manipulation is basically getting somebody to do something at your best interest and at detriment to them. So you're steering them in a certain direction that benefits you and hurts them. Advising and management of people is basically you are getting them to a desired situation and advising them that is not necessarily at your benefit, but it benefits them. So that's literally what advising is when you evaluate where someone's at and where they're trying to go, and you basically making sure that they get there. It's kind of like EXP, like 99 out of 100 people that I talk to, I'm like, EXP will be beneficial for you to be here. So that's the advising standpoint of helping them get from where they are to making more money in a passive way to where we are now. That would be advising. If it was something that I knew it would hurt them, then that would be manipulation. So that's where you get into advising and scripts, and all a script is an automated set response that you have for a certain thing. And I have tons of them. My entire purchase contract review is essentially scripted, and not that I like memorized this script, it's that I ran through it so many different times that it became a script of being able to explain each paragraph and contingency in the same exact way. And the same thing goes when I hear people say certain things. Well, you know, I'm really looking for short sales and foreclosures, and I've said this numerous times, and I just say, hey, just so you know, short sales and foreclosures aren't necessarily selling at a discounted rate. On top of it, you don't know where interest rates are going to be by the time you close, because on a short sale, it can take 6 months, 12 months, 18 months to get short sale approval. You might actually get a little bit of a deal on it, but if interest rates go up 2% by the time you close, is that a good deal? Automated responses by saying something so many different times that it becomes ingrained in who I am. I never give you guys really set scripts, and I'm actually working on all of our scripts in our business plan, and I have a lot of them that I can send you guys, but it's a foundational script. It's in the proven process. It's in our Trello board. I think Marina threw it in there as well. And the foundational script that you guys just need to ingrain in who you are, how you say it, how you deliver it. You can take kind of what I say and tweak it a little bit to be you, as far as changing little words out, but it's very simple. And I've always said this, I could literally call anybody's open house leads and close them as if they were my own lead. And that's because of just the delivery of what you're saying, how you're saying it. Who you are, because again, you have to if you're cold calling somebody, they don't necessarily know who you are or who this person is. Who you are, who you work for, how you met them, how you can help them. That's it. AKA, it's a very simple script. Hey, how are you guys doing? This is Travis Ferris with eXp Realty and the Ferris team. You guys came through my open house this past Sunday, and you guys had expressed interest in buying or selling real estate. And I just wanted to reach out and really just get an idea of what you're looking for and how can I help you? It's such a basic foundational script that people don't reject it, they don't deny it. They're just gonna be like, oh yeah, me and my wife are looking. And then that's it. That's gonna take you in where you need to go. Based on where that conversation goes, because they're like, we're just cruising around. We're really happy where we're at. We love our interest rate. We know the market. Okay, well, great. Just so you know, it could actually be a good time to buy because you can negotiate. We do just have to deal with interest rates and try to get them as low as possible, to make it make sense for you. And then again, they're just gonna talk. So based on what they say, how they say it, it's gonna lead into different conversations. At the end of the day, a script as well, about guiding them through the process. It's a funnel. Everything's a funnel. We're doing a lot of funnel lead gen and stuff like that. At the end of the day, you go to open house and people plop in the funnel. They come through Sierra, they plop in the funnel. Wherever you meet them, they go to the top of the funnel. Your scripting is literally just to get them to the next step of the funnel, okay? Here's an example of a bad script. Because first and foremost, you need to tell people, hey, this is what you're gonna do. You're looking at buying a home. We're the best team in the state. We're gonna help you, walk you through. We have a fiduciary responsibility to take care of you in the highest regards. We're gonna work really hard, get you the right home, get you the right interest rate. We're gonna make it as smooth as possible. However, there are some things that can pop up, appraisals, inspections, things that we're gonna walk you through step by step. But at the end of the day, we are gonna get you in that home and make you happy. When you're talking, you're telling people, I'm gonna plug you into search. I'm gonna get you pre-approved. I'm gonna show you the homes. I'm gonna find you the right home. How does that sound? Was there a question in any of that I was saying? There was no questions. And if I do ask a question, it's a very strategic question that I already know what they're gonna say. But I do wanna say, because I always see sales, I see sales everywhere, and Caleb, the Mr. Recruiter dude, he's literally Caleb, Mr. Recruiter dude in my phone. In him trying to close me as a client to use him as a recruiting service or an agent attraction, he said, still need time before we get the plan implemented then? Yes. That was a terrible script. Hey, do you need more time? Like, first of all, it would be better to say, hey, are you ready to go yet? Because in order for me to get out of that conversation, I actually have to reject. Do you get what I'm saying? I have to give a negative response to get myself out of the conversation, as opposed to he teed it up. And just so you guys know, military relocation, which we do tons of, really trained me on this, and that was in processing military. It's human nature. People want to behave and function at the path of least resistance. Hey, I have a lot of stuff going on. How can I just get through the process? So I actually had to learn to like ingrain myself in that process, shake people up to think, and then be able to make a decision. I'm not shaking them up and forcing them into a home. I'm trying to change them, force them to think, and then have a good conversation. All right, now that we're here, congratulations. Now we need to talk and see if buying would be the best for you and your family at this time. It might not. And at that time, I'm going to put you back into the same line. So the same thing goes. But that was a horrible example. Is if you ask a question or you tee it up, people will always go to the path of least resistance. Hey, I can't even say it because it goes against my scripting and my beliefing that I can't even like say bad scripts, or I try not to. But literally like, hey, do you still need more time to get the plan implemented? Terrible. He just teed it up. Path of least resistance for me, because again, like Chelsea, I have a lot of shit going on. I don't want to deal with you. Yes. Gone. It's done. You know what I mean? So he then did not move me to the next layer of the funnel. And that's it. It's a tell. So when I'm talking to people and you're talking to people, you're figuring out where they are and you're telling them based on what they say, because at the end of the day, you're an advisor. So you got to find out where they are and you're trying to get them there. You're going to script tell them through the process. Because again, if you guys have never sold a house in real estate and never bought a house, it's hard to like walk people through the process. You need to know the process. So you got to know that a lot of these first-time homebuyers, they don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they're doing. And this is where loaded questions as well. If you meet somebody, hey, if you found the right home today, what would you do? If you found the perfect home for you and your family right this second, what would you do? That is a loaded question that will reveal everything about where they are at in the process. Because if they say, well, you know what, I'll call my lender, get a pre-approval letter, and we'll have my agent submit an offer. You know they're pre-approved, you know they have an agent, and they know what they're doing. Also, I've bought a lot of homes. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to find an agent or have my other agent drop the offer. We're paying cash. Or they'll be like, I don't know what I'll do because I've never bought a home. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, you're a first. Don't worry. I'm going to walk you through every step of the way. We'll help you. We'll get you pre-approved. We'll help you write the offer. Structure it, you'll understand, and by the time you're walking out of the meeting, you'll know it every step of the way. Buyer's consult or a purchase contract review. But again, I'm telling them through the process. And then what you do, the question comes in, hey, I'll tell you what, you guys don't know what you're doing. You need a little bit of time. I'm gonna plug you into a search, send you an email. I'm gonna have a lender reach out to you, talk about numbers. I'm gonna follow up with you on Thursday, see how it's going. And if everything seems well, we'll get out and see homes that weekend. How does that sound? You know what I mean? So that's also another tactic at the end of telling with how does that sound? Because I know from doing this so many times that I'm gonna force people into the next step, which again, I'm forcing them just to think, because if we get down to it, they shouldn't buy or sell. I'm never gonna push them further through the process. Hey, you're getting a divorce and you have 6 kids and you guys need to figure your stuff out. I'm gonna send them back up through. That's the advising standpoint, is when I force them through, if you hit a point where you're like, whoa, then you kind of set them free or you take them back to the top of the process, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, your job is to force them through, and each person's different. And what you're gonna tell them and what you're gonna say based on each platform is gonna be a little bit different. So Zillow, just so you guys know, we'll talk about Zillow. We're gonna run through all the different platforms real quick. Zillow is about as warm of a call as you can get, or call that you can make. It's not cold calling. You can't consider it cold calling. It's literally someone on, and this is why those leads are so expensive, is because someone's saying, I'm shopping for a home, I want more information. You're then gonna get connected to that person. You poke around to figure out where they're at so that you can take them to the level through the funnel that you need to. A warm call like Zillow, just so you guys know, I am taking them as far through the process in that immediate as I possibly can. Awesome, okay. And I call and I'll just be like, hey, this is Travis Ferris, eXp Realty. I got connected with you. Looks like you're looking for information on this particular listing. It's this many square feet, priced at this. It is still available, so if you want to get out and see it, we can absolutely set that up. If you're available this afternoon, we can definitely get out there, or if tomorrow works better, we'll set it up for tomorrow. Again, I'm telling them 2 options is it. But then I'm saying, okay, and I just to get an idea, like, what are you looking for? I see this single family in this area. Are you looking for homes in Eva Beach, Kapolei, Mililani, any home under $1 million? Right there, I'm trying to identify as quickly as possible their search parameters. All right, price, blah, this. All right, cool, And so another thing is never assume. So I say, all right, well, are you guys gonna be paying cash or financing? And if you're doing financing, have you guys talked to a lender yet? No, okay, well that's wonderful. We have some lender partners we work with. We'll send you a couple, or we can send you one of our main ones that can just talk the numbers through. And so I'm then getting pre-approved, and then I'm setting that appointment as quickly as possible to the next step. And you always try to do the buyer's consult, but sometimes they're like, well, we really just wanna see this home. Okay, cool, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna set up the showing. We're gonna go look at it tomorrow at noon. And then if you have time right after, we're gonna go to a coffee shop that's right there. And I can just kind of explain who I am, what we do, how we differentiate ourselves from the 20,000 realtors that are around, and just get an idea to really help you out. And if they're like, oh, okay, well, cool. Like sometimes the showing is the buyer's consult. And I think Zach has been with me in appointments where I'm going and showing it, and I bring my laptop and I'm showing a home, and I'm literally then like running them through. I'm not saying, hey guys, I'm gonna run you through a buyer's consult. No, I go right into it the same way that I tell and then back it up with how does that sound. I'm just like, hey, and I kind of show them around the home. All right, this is priced here. All right, we have a little bit of time till the next showing. I just wanted to explain like who we are, what we do. And literally I'm on my iPad, I have it there, and I'm running them kind of through a buyer's consult in the listing. So it's again, scripting, RISO. Rapport, inventory, showings, and offers. So that's kind of some of the funnels. That's a quick funnel placement is RISO. Build rapport first and foremost. You want them to like you immediately and want to work with you. That's building rapport. Chelsea being a mom, she might have kids and might be like, rapport's built with, man, I've got kiddos and I'm just running around. I had to scramble over here for the showing, but I'm here to help you. At the end of the day, I'm a mom, I'm a momtrepreneur, and I'm here to help. You know what I mean? And so again, you want to build the rapport as quickly as possible. Inventory, that, like I said, I'm identifying what they're looking for as quickly as possible because I need to know inventory. Right when I identify that, and you're also all market experts and every day should be checking the hot sheets, you're like, yeah, there's only 4 homes available in this neighborhood, just so you know. We can see them all today. Boom! You now have inventory down and you're looked at as the freaking expert where they're like, oh my God, this dude knows what's going on. This chick knows what's going on. I want to work with her. Showings and offers. You are at the showing. That's what I'm trying to say is you're trying to force them through. You're at the showing. You're already doing showings. So the last piece is offers. Hey, I'll tell you what. Here's a little script for you on this. I'll tell you what, I tell all my clients, don't be fearful of submitting an offer because if you get an accepted offer, you didn't just buy a home, you just started the process of buying the home. We still have to go through the 30 to 45-day escrow process where we do inspections, get disclosures, termites, appraisals. There's gonna be 50 things that go beyond an accepted offer till close, so we have all of that time to make sure that that is the home you wanna buy. You know what I mean? You're trying to take the defense down from submitting an offer. RISO. It's right there. You want to force them through that as much as possible. Just so you guys know, no call should ever go beyond 5 minutes. A, to be respectful of their time, to be respectful of your time, and then there's nothing that needs to go beyond 5 minutes. And you want to do that because you're setting yourself up as the professional business advisor. Hey, I'm going to be super efficient. I'm here to walk you through the process. If they start going into other things, you kind of like, hey, at the end of the day, like, I'm here to walk you through the process. And again, I probably wouldn't say this, but you're not there to be their friend. You're there to be the advisor. A 5-minute conversation will set you up as that. So Sierra, Tyra, you bring up a great question. You should definitely be working through Sierra, but essentially you're gonna get like direct pinged, whether it's a connection through Zillow, whether you see it come immediately in the app. However, whatever lets you get there within 5 minutes, that's great. This is something we are working. Work Sierra, first and foremost. That's your workflow. That's kind of your new MLS, is you're gonna plug them into property searches to where we see everything in there. We do need to update the app in Zillow. I have not really been doing it or expecting people to do it. If you can, great. Zillow watches every single thing we do in the app. And so if you do get the call, update it in the app, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm meeting with them, or just take your notes, change it in there. Outside of that, if you are more than that, we're ever grateful, and you're gonna just help you and the team. But we'll try to make sure that we're going in and updating if it closes and things like that. Use Sierra, but whatever lets you get there within 5 minutes, just make sure you're on that. Every lead I talk to as if I'm already their agent. You know what I mean? I'm not talking like tiptoeing and like trying to win them over. No, hey, this is what we're gonna do for you, XYZ. And so everyone you talk to immediately talk to their agent, because again, and this happens, they have to then backtrack out of the conversation, and they will every once in a while. I'm sure you guys have taken calls where like, hey, just so you know, I'm working with this agent. And then you can kind of poke around and actually see if they're working with an agent, because who was it that was like, they were working with George. I said this and I have to say it, even though if I would have asked Nisa when I first met her if she had a boyfriend, she would have said yes, and she's my wife.